Is poppin', fam? Everybody out there, welcome in, welcome one, welcome all to yet another episode of Sudden Reactions. This is episode 34, a Friday episode, y'all. We made it to another weekend. Unfortunately, this is going to be the very first weekend without any NFL football, anything like that. It kind of sucks, right? The offseason is officially upon us for those of you football fans out there. But it's okay, though. It's okay, though. We still got basketball, right? We still got some, hell. Maybe it's not okay. I don't really know what the hell is on TV anymore. Anyway, you still do have Sudden Reactions. I'm still coming at you at least 4 days a week with an episode here on this channel. If you're watching on the Sudden Reactions YouTube channel, appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We would greatly appreciate that. Those of you guys watching on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, naughty you, please make sure, again, even if you're part of the replay gang on this one, scroll down to the description, click on the link in the description, and click on the Sudden Reactions subscribe button and join us here Tuesday through Friday for live episodes. You can join our live interactive chat like you see over here off to my right. Shout out to y'all. We got Herb in the house. What's going on, Herb? We got 86 Ghosts in the chat. We have Herb. Yeah, I already said Herb. And we got Trey Biz in the chat as well. Let me know as you guys trickle on in here. Again, always shout out to the live crew. Always shout out to the live crew. And always, again, shout out to the replay gang as well. Episode 34, Sudden Reactions. Let's get into it. Yes. So, like I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be listening to this. My name is Sutton Def, and you are listening to Sudden Reactions, hopefully on the Sudden Reactions YouTube channel. This is episode 34 of the show. We are getting through these things, man. I mean, again, I know I say this all the time, but it doesn't feel like we've done 34 and counting episodes of this show. But we've been having a great time doing it, and I love doing it for you guys, with you guys. It's always a pleasure. So, again, appreciate y'all for coming through. Again, happy Friday. Hopefully, you guys got some cool plans for the weekends. We got Valentine's Day tomorrow for all of you lovers out there. Let me know what your Valentine's Day plans are, right? Let me know what your Valentine's Day plans are. This is a safe space here, right? If you got somebody special in your life, let me know what you got going on for them. That'd be pretty cool. Let me give a shout out to who's here in the live chat. Who's in? Let me see. Chris M says, good morning. What's going on, Chris? 86 Ghosts is in there. Kenny is in the chat, the winner of our Liminal Olympics from yesterday. Shout out to Kenny. We can see if you can defend your title today. See who's going to take home the crown. I think our winners for this week, we had Herb, we had Ashley, we had Kenny. I feel like I'm missing one. I am. I can't quite remember. I got to start writing these things down, guys. But shout out to all of our winners for the Lemon Olympics Challenge. We're going to see who wins for Friday. Chris M is in the chat. Let me see. Glaucoma's in the chat. Stretch 52 is in the chat as well. Darius is in the chat. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Let me see. Chris M says it's not a safe space for the people with multiple special someones, though. Yeah, I don't understand how people could even have the mental capacity to deal with multiple people romantically at once. I've never been that person to entertain, more than one woman at a time. One is more than enough. Plenty. You know what I mean? But I mean, look, salute to those of y'all who are juggling. You know what I mean? Uh Hopefully you don't drop the ball. But It's again, let me see what else you guys are saying here. Kenny says, I'm taking my niece and nephews to the movies to watch Goat. What is Goat? I haven't heard of that. Haven't heard of that. Goat. You're taking your niece and your nephews to watch the movie Goat. That's okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool. You're taking your nieces and nephews out. That's dope. That's dope. Let me see. Yo, yo, what up? What up? Stretch 52 says Sutton Rita was on your heels on X. Oh, are you talking about the Ravens fan? The Ravens fan on X. I think it's Ravens chick, something like that. NFL chick. Yeah, I think that's what it is. No, I mean, listen, everybody was on my ass. It's been on my ass on Twitter for the last couple of days, for my Lamar Jackson not being a household name take, which everybody is just up in arms about for whatever reason. But people purposely chose to misunderstand me and label me, right? Label me of all people. And you guys know me. You guys are my people. They labeled me as an engagement baiter. And, if you know anything about Sudden Death, I'm not here to engagement bait. I just give my honest opinions. And, if you agree with it, awesome. If you don't, cool. But you don't got to attack my character. You know what I mean? I'm going to always defend my character. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Ghost says, I'm saying I got four someones. Oh, man. Four someones. That's a little bit much. That's a bit much. I don't know how you're juggling all of that, but good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you. Let me see. Oh, the Stephen Curry movie is what GOAT is. Okay. GOAT is a Stephen Curry movie. That's the animated one. Yeah, I think I've seen like maybe one trailer for that or one commercial, whatever. But shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hope is good. Hope is good. Speaking of animated movies, I saw Toy Story. Toy Story 5 is getting ready to come out, I think sometime this year, maybe. Of course, Pixar movie. Toy Story goes back to 1995. So I grew up with it. I was born in the year 95 and like I grew up with Toy Story and they're coming out with the fifth installment of that series and it's supposedly supposed to be about not toys anymore but like iPads and tablets. It's a pretty good concept, pretty good premise, right? But I tweeted earlier today I was like, you know, those of us who kind of grew up with Toy Story and grew up with Andy, the main character who used to, play with the toys and stuff like that. He was the kid and then he eventually went off to college. That was when we should have cut it off. We should have just kind of graduated from that and moved on to bigger and better things because nowadays, I mean, I think it's more so it's just not for us. If you're looking for that nostalgic feel when you go to see Toy Story 5, if you've been a longtime fan, you're probably not going to get it. I'm going to go see the movie still, but I do have to realize that it's no longer for me. Let me see. Glaucoma says, I'm not doing much for Valentine's Day, just going to do brunch on Sunday. I'm thinking about doing a picnic. Me and my lady are going to do a picnic. Got a nice little park near our house. It's going to be nice tomorrow outside, probably like in the mid 70s or something like that. It's going to be perfect weather. Gonna do a nice little picnic, enjoy each other's company, eat some food, and reflect things like that. I think that'll be pretty romantic. That'll be pretty romantic. Let me see. Chris M says I got 10 new books yesterday, so I have reading to do on this long weekend. Okay, 10 new books. Jeez, I mean that's a lot. That's a lot. What kind of books do you read? Now I want to know. I want to know like what genre of books do you read, Chris? I really want to know that now. But yeah, again, shout out to everybody watching in the live chat and shout out to the replay gang. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into some reactions, shall we? Okay. So one thing I saw before we hop into the Lemon Olympics challenge, and I don't have any media for this, but apparently, the NFL has informed all 32 teams today in a memo that it prevailed in its grievance versus the NFL Players Association and its team report cards. An arbitrator determined that the NFLPA's conduct violated the CBA and ordered it to stop making public any future report cards. So these team report cards used to always come out at the very end of the season where players on the team could vote, and actually grade, the facilities of the team they play for, the coaching staff, everything that has to do with the franchise that they play for. And those things went public. And it was always a big, it was a big thing about like how these organizations are running, and what the players who work for them are thinking about it. So I saw this morning a lot of players had an issue with this, namely JJ Watt, former Houston Texans pass rusher, future Hall of Famer for that matter. He came out and said, well, this doesn't make any sense. Like us players, we cannot publicly grade the franchises that we play for based on the facilities, based on the coaching staff, based on the food, based on the strength and conditioning, things like that. But you have third party companies like Pro Football Focus, aka PFF, who can grade the players publicly based on their performance on a week to week basis. And, JJ Watt speaks up on a lot of different issues and stuff like that, but this is one of those things for me at least, where I'm just like, bro, get over it. Get over it. Get over yourself. Like, you're a millionaire. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? That's just me. You know, I low key liked seeing the players talk about stuff like that, and grade their facilities. But at the end of the day, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be all right. Let me see what else we got before we hop into some liminal Olympics. Why is my camera doing this? I don't know if you guys can see me right now. Hmm. The camera's not showing on my end here. That's kind of weird. Super weird. Anyway, what up, Taurus says, I agree with you, son. Yeah, they'd be all right. Modern players don't care about it. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. All those modern players they're in Cancun right now. They are enjoying life. I'm sure they could give a damn, right? About grading their franchises, facilities, and the food court and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they don't care. Chris M says she reads all types of books: sci-fi, mystery, romance, poli-sci, fiction, nonfiction, autobiographies, biographies. If it's written, I'll probably read it. It just has to catch my attention. We need more people like Chris M in the world. We need more readers. We need more readers. That's important. That's a recipe that we've definitely, I feel like we've lost over the course of, I'd say, the past 20 years, when smartphones really came into prevalence. And now all we do is just scroll TikTok. I'm guilty of it myself, right? But yeah, we need more readers. We definitely need more readers in this world. 100%. Let me see here. What else we got? My guy Stretch 52 says, I'm mad I missed J. Cole out here in Silver Spring yesterday. Yeah, I saw somebody. Well, if you're not aware, J. Cole, of course, he's a rapper. He put out an album last Friday. I don't know if I gave my review of that album. I'm not exactly sure if I gave my review on that album yet. But I liked it. I thought it was a very complete album. I just think that it was a little bit too much. I just thought it was a little bit too much. The double disc thing. It took the album itself had a total runtime of like an hour and 41 minutes. That's a lot for 2026. That's a lot to ask people to sit down and listen to an album for 2 hours, right? If you're really, really into hip hop and J. Cole specifically, then sure, I get it. But at the same time, there were a lot of tracks on there that I felt like the album could have done without. Now, J. Cole is now going from city to city, right? And he's rolling around in an older model Honda Civic, right? Probably from the 2000s or something like that. He put speakers in it and he's going around picking up fans and riding around with them and playing the album. And in some places he's stopping and selling actual physical hard copy CDs of the album. So it feels like J. Cole is trying to tap back into it seems like he's trying to tap back into the whole, yesteryear era of music and distribution and stuff like that, and kind of trying to remind people like he's still this down to earth guy. Like again, I've mentioned this multiple times. J. Cole is like the Shaolin monk of the rap game, right? He wants to do things, everything the old school way, which I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I did see DJ Academics, however you feel about him. He was mentioning how him rolling around in an old school Honda Civic and stuff like that, it's kind of performative. It's kind of performative that he's doing that. And I mean, at the basis of it, I mean, I agree. I mean, it is a little bit performative. However, I do still think it's a dope rollout because I mean, what's the alternative? Just do what everybody else is doing and just, go on somebody's stream, right, and promote your album or whatever. Like, he's trying to do it his own way, and I respect that. I respect that. I respect it. But yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Glaucoma says you can be down to earth in a bins or something. You could, but I mean, I think it adds to the aesthetic, right? Let that man do him. He don't. That's the thing. That's my thing. J. Cole don't bother nobody. He just happens to be one of the best rappers alive right now. He don't bother nobody. I mean, his evidence is clear. He did not want smoke with Kendrick and Drake. In that rap beef a couple of years ago, he bowed himself out of that. And again, I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? He's not really for all the drama and stuff like that. He's like, save the drama for your mama. I just want to rap. I just want to rap and ride around in this old Honda Civic, pick up some of my fans, chop it up about the album. Respect to J. Cole. Respect to J. Cole. Herb says I got the vinyl. That's dope. That is dope. Not gonna lie to you. I don't have any vinyls. I've been thinking about starting a vinyl collection. I've actually been thinking about doing that for years. For years. Trey Biz says it's full circle. It just makes sense based on the stories told in the album. The Civic makes sense, and he's doing a great job connecting with the fans. Yeah, that is one thing too. Like a lot of the overall theme in the album. He's telling stories about going back home and stuff like that. Going home when he was 29 years old and coming back home when he's now 39 years old. I think that's what this 29 and 39 meant. And he's kind of trying to still be this down to earth guy. You guys know he rides around on bicycles and things like that. He's got like the freeform dreads in a way. It's just who he is. It's just who he is, and you can't knock him for it. Can't knock him for it. Asmodeus, what up, man? Getting real specific on me, says that's more of a Tibetan monk than a Shaolin monk. Sure. um, I have Outlaw Country and Old School John Legend vinyls. John Legend, yeah, John Legend's my guy. It's my guy. Real quick, can you guys see me in the corner? Is my camera like on? Because like on one screen I can see myself, but on my monitor I can't see myself. It's like really weird. It's like really, really weird. If not, I'm gonna have to switch it up. Says I'm good. All right. All right. Well, if y'all say I'm good, then I guess I'm good. Guess I'm good. Just make sure. All right. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good on the feed. So whatever. Weird, but whatever. Okay. Um, what else did I want to address in here? What else did I want to address? Stretch says he's been pushing the direct to consumer approach. Yeah, I think that eventually artists are going to try to get away from the digital streaming platforms, the DSPs, and they're going to start uh, kind of trying to revert back to the old school way of disseminating their music, which is by passing out physical copies and things like that. And probably that's probably the more extreme, coming full circle like that and passing out CDs. But I think you're going to start to see people just having their own websites where you have to go to the website to download the music and it's like an actual file and you have to save it to your phone and it's there forever and it's yours, right? And you have to pay for it because these artists, they don't make any money off the DSPs. I mean, when you go on Apple Music and you tap play on J. Cole's album and you listen to the whole thing through, I mean, he sees pennies of that. He sees pennies of that. So I think it would behoove these artists to start going back to the direct to consumer way of getting their music out there. It's a lot harder for sure. It's definitely a lot harder. It's definitely a lot harder. 100%. um okay. Okay. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into, damn, we're already 20 minutes in. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and get into some Lemon Olympics here. Friday edition of it. You guys know the drill. We got a couple of winners this week. We got the ones that I remember off the top of my head. We had Herb, we had Ashley, we had Kenny yesterday. Um, yeah, I'm not forgetting anybody. You know, I'm Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today's Friday. Yeah. Herb, Ashley, and Kenny. Let's see who takes home a ring today. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. First one, here we go.
Pick a door. The door you chose will determine your fate for the next 48 hours.
All right. I know the drill. You know the drill. 48 hours. Let's go. Asmodeus says, can I not be straight as? Let's see. Yeah, Asmodeus, you've been terrible this week. I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I'm not going to lie. Even, you know it's bad when I've been better than you this week. That's how you know it's bad. And Void, you got to participate, man. Come on, Void. Come on, Void. You got to participate today. Show me something. Show me something. Let me see. What's going on, King Blaze? I'm going to go with the... I'm going to start off with the red door. I'm going to start off with the red door. I think they're going to go with the reverse psychology effect on this one. I'm going to go red. Chris says red. Glaucoma says blue. Stretch says blue. Ghost says red. Trey Biz, red. Kenny, red. Taurus says blue. Darius says blue. King Blaze says red. What up, Jerome? Says blue. Asmodeus says blue. Void says red. Okay. You beat me more times than I beat you. I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like you're normally better than me at this. But I'm going red. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
8 hours. Door number 1. The abandoned factory. You step into a dark and abandoned factory, filled with
We're
rust
already starting
and
off
mold.
bad, y'all.
You have only a flashlight. The darkness eats everything around you. A sinister creature lives here,
Whoa.
and it learns of your presence the moment your flashlight hits it. If you hear metal tapping behind you, don't turn your light off. Keep the beam on the floor and run. Never climb a ladder if you can't see the top.
it's over
Never
with.
enter a room with only one exit. If your flashlight flickers, stop breathing until it steadies again, because it hunts on sound when the light fails. Survive 48 hours and the way home will appear.
Yeah, it's over with, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Team Red, we starting off with an L. Unfortunate. You're starting off with an L, Team Red. Those of y'all who pick blue, I don't even care what's next. I know y'all saw that motherfucking entity. Did you see that motherfucker? Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Let me go back. Let me go back. That motherfucker was scary. Can't even find it. Oh, there you go. Look at this man. Yeah, nah. Yeah. That's multiple O's, right? 86 ghosts. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. I'm not gonna lie. But Team Blue, let's see where you get to. I'm sure it's gonna be a lavish living. Lavish living.
Until it steadies again, because it hunts on sound when the light fails. Survive 48 hours and the way home will appear. Good luck. Before we enter the second door, comment swap to change your choice, or
Ain't no
press the
swapping. We
like
ain't doing no
button to
swapping.
lock it in. Door number 2, the Endless Water Park.
See?
You are in a
that
warm
bullshit.
and inviting water park. There are fresh towels, lazy rivers, and pools that stay the perfect temperature. Snack bars never run out of chips, candy, and soda pop. You can float, nap, eat, and watch sunlight spill through the glass roof all day. There are no entities or threats here. Congratulations.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, Team Blue. Y'all starting off strong. Lord have mercy. All right, let's just move on. Let's just move on. I'm not gonna lick my wounds here. Let's move on. Number 2.
Pick a door. The door you chose will determine your fate
If you win this one, Taurus, I'll play you your music.
for the next 48 hours. Door
All right. 48 hours, left or right, red or blue. Let me know, red or blue, red or blue.
The door
48 hours. I'm going to go with the rule of thumb is that you should normally go with the door with the monster on it. The monster side door. I'm going to go blue. I'm going to go blue on this one. Hopefully I don't go 0-2, picking blue, but I'm going with it. I'm going with it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
You chose will determine your fate for the next 48 hours. Door number 1, the living play place. The stench of mildew and old pizza floods your nose.
Ooh.
Colorful mats squish and squeeze
Y'all might be
like wet
cooked.
sponges beneath your feet.
This don't look
This
good.
place is alive, and the walls are bleeding. You are the next victim of this realm. Its
The walls
toxin
are
is
bleeding?
spreading from vents in the ceiling. But there is a ray of hope. This spray can cures this play place of its disease and makes the air breathable. Do not fall into the ball pit, or you will be
Oh, damn. Look at that. Can you imagine if you fall into that ball pit and it just like starts sucking you in like quicksand? Yeah, y'all might be done for. Y'all might be done for. I'm not going to lie. Your boy might be going 1-1. Not going to hold y'all.
digested like those who came before you. To escape, you must dive deep into the bowels of this place and destroy the putrid core. Do your best to survive. Good luck.
Yeah, it's over with for y'all. Let's see what
Door
Blue Door
number
got.
2.
Come on, Blue Door.
Desert
Talk to me.
buffet.
Desert buffet.
Amidst a sprawling desert, a grand buffet sits shining and pristine. The sun is high in the sky, but at this buffet, you feel cool and relaxed. No shade from the heat is needed. And when night falls, no warmth is required. It is always the perfect temperature here. The food you eat makes you energetic and young. The buffet is endless.
Look at all that
and
food. Look at all that good food.
replenishing. You never gain weight, and you never feel hungry. This realm is built with ancient magic. You can bring 3 people with you. There are no entities or threats here.
Let's
Congratulations.
go. Hey, 1-1. Hey, your boy 1-1 out here. Your boy 1-1. It's non-debatable, non-negotiable. Number 2, door number 2 is way better. That's a W. That's a W for your boy. Asmodeus 2-0. Flipping a coin. All right. Hey, look. That might be your new strategy. Glaucoma 2-0. Shout out to you. Stretch 52 was 2-0. All right, all right, all right. Some of y'all starting off real good. Clap it up. Clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. Okay. All right. Your boy 1-1. I'm still in the running. I'm still in the race. I need some of y'all to start losing. I need Stretch to lose one. I need Asmodeus to lose one. I need Glaucoma to lose one. Because I'm trying to get me my ring. I need me my ring. I need one. Darius 2-0. Shout out to you. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Third challenge. Let's go.
Pick a
Jerome
fucking door
2-0.
right
Shout out
now.
to you.
The door you fucking choose will determine your goddamn fate for the next 48 hours.
Damn, excuse me. Shit. This how we moving? All right. You heard the AI voice. Red door, blue door. Red door, blue door. I'm gonna go with the blue door. I'm gonna go blue on this one. Blue did me right last time. Yeah, I'm gonna go blue. Blue got me right. I'm gonna go blue. All right, y'all. Let me see what y'all say in the chat. Let me make sure everybody get a chance to put in their answer. Asmodeus says the coin flip again gave him blue. All right. I see y'all answers. If you're part of the replay gang, leave your answers down below in the comment section. Per usual. Your boy trying to go 2-1. I'm just trying to go 2-1. I'm taking it one challenge at a time. Mad aggressive on that one, right? Voice says Clanker talking like I won't pour water on him. Yeah, the AI mad aggressive. All right. Respect. I'm going blue door though. Let's see. Let's run it.
Don't fuck this up.
All right.
Door 1. The infinite fucking parking garage. Endless vintage cars packed tight together. You're trapped in narrow pathways with only your flashlight. You'll find food and water in random car trunks scattered throughout this shithole. Some have supplies, some are empty. If you see car headlights turn on in the distance, run the fuck away. Those cars will chase you down and crush you. And there's also a massive creature with huge limbs hunting through the pathways. You're fucked either way. Door 2. The cat.
Hey, red team, y'all cooked.
My God, no way.
Hell no. Hey, look, it's looking like a 2-1 It's looking like 2-1 for your boy. Let's see, blue door.
In the fucking jungle. Cozy wooden cabin with a comfortable bed, TV playing old shitty shows, and a warm fireplace. A sweet old lady brings you delicious homemade food 3 fucking times a day and gives you anything you need. Seems too fucking good to be true? There's one fucking rule. Whatever creepy noises you hear, never fucking go inside the old lady's room. If you do, that sweet lady becomes something fucked up with a horrifying wide smile, crawling on the goddamn ceiling ready to fuck you up. Pick a...
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, that one there, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The blue door is not the best option, but it is the better option. Okay? It's not the best option, but it is the better option. As long as you don't go in grandma's door, you good. You straight. So I'm gonna go with the blue door. I mean, blue door got the W on that one. Your boy 2-0. Hey, clap it up. Clap it up if you got over 500 record. Clap it up. Just stay out the room. Exactly. Glaucoma 3-0. Asmodeus 3-0. All right, y'all in the lead right now for that ring. Asmodeus and Glaucoma, y'all neck and neck. Glaucoma be real good on Fridays. Glaucoma's real good on Fridays. He is. Darius, I thought you picked red, man. I saw you pick red. Darius, you picked red. You're cooked on that one. Ain't no 3-0. Chris 0-3. Damn. Jerome 3-0. Shout out to you. Chris 0-3. Come on now. Come on, Chris. You know I gotta play the music for you. Come on, Chris.
Seems like I push against the clouds.
You're gonna have to get it together. Lock in, Chris. Lock in.
They just keep
It's Friday. It's the last one of the week. Y'all gotta lock in. All right. Asmodeus, that coin doing you right. I'm not gonna lie to you. That coin is getting you right. I don't know what it is. It's the luck of the coin right now. All right. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. We got 2 more, and then we got the bonus round. 2 more, then the bonus round. Your boy is 2-1 right now. We got a couple of 3-0s. Glaucoma and Asmodeus are in first place right now. But I still have a chance to get this ring off, y'all. Let's see.
Pick a door. The door you chose will determine your fate for the next...
All right. Left or right? Left door or right door? Left door or right door? I am going to go with the... This is tough. What's up with all these cats? What's up with all these cats here? I'm going to go with the left. I'm going to go with the left door. Black door. I got on a black shirt. You feel me? I'm going to go with the black door on the left. That's where I'm going. Asmodeus, you going with the right door? All right. If the coin says right door, you might be right. That coin been getting you right today, but I do need you to lose one so we can level the playing field. I do need you to lose one. What Glaucoma pick? What Glaucoma pick? Let me see. Herb, what up? I don't think Glaucoma picked. Glaucoma, you got to pick, bro. You 3-0 right now. You in the lead. Don't want to sacrifice it. You don't want to miss out on this one. It won't count towards your record. Okay, Glaucoma's going with the left door, the black one. All right, so you're rocking with me. I'm going with the black door as well. Oh, he did pick. Okay, got you. I'm going with the black door as well. I got a good feeling about it. Here we go. Let's run it. Where are we going?
48 hours.
King
Door
Lee, I
number
see you.
1. Mr. Whiskers. You
Mr.
step into an
Whiskers.
old, abandoned barn. This is the home of Mr.
Oh,
Whiskers.
shit.
You must fish for sardines in the nearby river. If you fail to feed him every hour,
Bro.
he will catch you.
L, big dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking like a L, but let's keep watching. Mr. Whisker's gonna fuck us up. You gotta feed him fish. You gotta go catch fish and feed him. But let's keep watching.
Every time. You'll have to survive on the old, moldy food found in the
Damn.
farmhouse. The area is filled with other
Oh,
monsters,
hell
but
no.
Mr. Whiskers will protect you as long as you pay your tribute.
So, okay. So you gotta go hunt for fish. We gotta go fishing for fish to feed Mr. Whiskers. There's other entities out in the area, but Mr. Whiskers protects you as long as you feed him. Only problem is all you have to eat for yourself is rotten ass food. So yeah, this is looking like a L. But the white door could be worse. Who knows? It could be worse. Let's see. Let's see.
Good luck. If you would like to swap your choice, say
Ain't no
swap in
swapping.
the comments.
We ain't doing no
Door
swapping. We
number
locked
2,
in.
the Magma Castle. There is a
Magma
beautiful
Castle.
underground castle in a
Hold on, real quick. That reminds me low key of a Mario Kart map. Let me rewind real quick.
castle. There is a
That reminds me of a Mario Kart map. I can't remember exactly which one, but it reminds me of a Mario Kart map. But I don't know. This don't look too promising.
beautiful underground castle in a breathtaking cavern of magma. You are given magic sunscreen, which keeps you
course.
safe from the heat. Inside the castle is a game room filled
Of
with
course.
the latest consoles and powerful PCs. The snack bar is stocked with all of your favorite treats and cold drinks. Take the lava cruiser for a spin across breathtaking fields of fire. Just don't forget your sunglasses. Congratulations.
Wow. 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 2 and 2. 2 and 2 for your boy. You say Bowser on Nintendo 64? Yeah. Yeah. Bowser's Castle on Nintendo 64. You're right. You're right. Damn. 2 and 2 for your boy. 2 and 2 for your boy. I started off strong too. I don't know. I mean, the ring is looking a little out of reach. I think Asmodeus is 4-0. I think Asmodeus is 4-0 now. Glaucoma took an L right there because he picked the same door as me. Damn. Jerome is 4-0 as well. Okay, Jerome. So now is Jerome and Asmodeus in the lead, 4-0. And then you got a couple 3-1s. I see Darius is 3-1. All right. Chris has been in the gutter. Coach, what up? I see you in the chat. How you doing, Coach? Man, Glaucoma 3-1. Your boy is 2-2. The ring is slipping away from me. It's slipping away from me. 86 Ghost says, I'm trying to go winless at this point. All right, y'all. 2-2. We got one more and then the bonus round. 86 Ghost says, I'm trying to tank for next week. All right. We got one more than the bonus round. One more and then the bonus round. So let's see. Lock in. Those of y'all who are 3-1, y'all gotta lock in. Y'all still got a chance to win a ring today.
Pick a door. The door you choose will determine your fate for the
Next 24 hours. Okay, so just one day. Where are we going? Red door, blue door, y'all. Red door, blue door. I see Chris with the early selection says red. Okay. All right, Chris. I don't know. I'm almost compelled to pick against Chris. Let you know how that feels, Chris, since you always want to pick against me. You know what I'm saying? I might just go blue, just out of spite. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. Let me see. 86 Ghost says blue door. Jerome says blue door. Taurus says blue. Mike says blue. Asmodeus says red. I mean, Asmodeus been on the right side this whole time. Might want to ride the hot hand. He says the coin says red. Darius says blue. King Blaze says red. Stretch says blue. All right, so this is interesting. Jerome and Asmodeus are both 4-0, right? But they picked different doors on this one. Jerome picked blue. Asmodeus picked red. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm gonna go blue on this one. I got a good feeling about the blue door. Maybe not a good feeling, but I got a feeling about the blue door. I just got a strong gravitational pull towards that blue door with the X on it. So I'm gonna go blue. I'm gonna go blue. Y'all locked in y'all answers? All right, all right, all right. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. Cool, cool, cool. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to run it? Get any last seconds in? Any last minutes? Tori says blue. Rocking with me on that one. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Team Blue Door, what we got? Or Team Red is going first, of course.
24 hours. Door 1, the Iron Graveyard. A sky of thick, choking smoke rains
Oof.
down burning acid that melts everything it touches. The ground is a
Oof.
maze of rusty, jagged spikes that move like teeth.
God
In
damn.
the shadows, giant mechanical spiders with glowing
Yeah.
red eyes wait for any sound to strike. One breath of the poisoned air burns the lungs, and there is no escape from the metal claws. Before we reveal the
Nah. Yo, Red Door. It's over with. Over with. Damn. Damn. The coin let you down, Asmodeus. The coin let you down. Blue Door is looking like a W already. I'm gonna drink to that. My prebiotic soda, by the way. Damn. That's crazy. So that means Jerome is still look. I mean, you can't get any worse than that. That was literally all bad. That was all bad. Glaucoma 4-1. All right, all right, all right. So Darius, Glaucoma, and Asmodeus are all tied at 4-1. You got Jerome, who was 5-0. Depending on what this blue door has. Let me see what the blue door has.
next door comment swap to change your answer.
Ain't no
Or
swapping.
like
We
the
locked
video to
in.
lock your
We locked
choice.
in.
Door 2, the Emerald Sanctuary. Crystal clear waterfalls flow with
Oh, yes,
sparkling
sir.
lemonade into pools of
Yes,
chilled
sir.
coconut water. Giant trees grow fresh cheeseburgers
Damn.
and golden boxes of hot
Damn. You got cheeseburgers growing on trees?
crispy fries. Soft beds of silk sit under a sky that smells like fresh rain and vanilla. There are no predators, no pain, and the food never runs out. It is a forever home of luxury and peace. Pick a door.
Hey, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. That's tough. Wow. Wow. Interesting. So your boy is 3-2. I mean, look, I ain't doing so bad. I'm actually doing pretty well by my standards. I'm proud of me. Honestly, this whole week, I'm proud of me. I've been doing pretty good. Y'all can't even lie. You feel me? I've been doing pretty damn good for myself. 3-2 for your boy. We got Jerome in the lead. Now it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Because those of y'all who are 4-1, if y'all win this next one, this bonus round, right? And Jerome, who is 5-0, if he loses, then that means you overtake his spot and you win the ring. Y'all still got a chance. Y'all still got a chance. And y'all know what the bonus round is. Y'all know what the bonus round is. It's the hide and pray. This one's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to the wire. It's not looking like your boy is gonna win it today, but it's coming down between those of y'all who are 4-1 and Jerome, who is 5-0. So we gonna see. We gonna see. Here we go. Bonus round.
Hide and pray.
All right, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. You can see where he's coming. The monster is coming from the top right. Monster's coming from the top right. You know what I'm saying? Drop it down below. Where y'all going with it? Where y'all going with it? Let me see where I want to go. I want to go. I see Jerome says 3. There's a lot riding on this, Jerome. It's a lot riding on this one for you. Because you undefeated on the day. But if you lose and somebody else who is 4-1 gets it right, They're going to get that ring over you. And again, if you guys don't know, if you win the bonus round, it counts for 2 wins on your record. If you win the bonus round, it counts for 2 wins on your record. If you lose, it still only counts for 1. I'm going to go with number, let me see. I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to go with 2. I feel like it's going to take a lot to get to number 2. If no fuck shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, if it's no farting, no cell phones, you got to get through 4 and 7. No, you got to get through 4 and 5 to get to 2. So I'm going to go with 2 on this one. I'm going to go with 2. Yeah, that sound good. That sound good. That sound good. So, let me see. Does the floor have a 3 in the middle? No, that's just the countdown timer. That's just the countdown timer. Let me see. 4 is probably going to win. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see. Glaucoma says 5. All right. Kenny says 5. Asmodia says 8. I got to remember some of these. Darius says 9. You got to drop your records in the chat. You got to drop your records in the chat after this, okay? So we can see who the winner is. All right, let's run it. I got 2. Stay away from my 2. 6 out of there. Stay away from my 2. 9 out of there. Sliced up. Look at 4 trying to creep around. 4 don't. Oh, look at 4. Oh, damn. Yo, those of y'all who pick 5, I know y'all mad, bro. 4 is a snake for that. Oh, what? What? How I get beat up? Bro.
Hello.
Look at 7 trying to seduce. 10 out of there. 8 out of there. 8 was doing pretty good earlier in the week. I don't know what happened. Oh, 4 at the last minute. Okay, so 1 and 3 are the winners. 1 and 3 are the winners. And I believe Jerome picked 3. Jerome did pick 3. So that is a clean sweep. 7-0 for Jerome. I mean, listen, man, clap it up for Jerome. That is not easy to do at all. I don't know how he did it. 7-0. 7-0. Hey, listen, man, this one's for you. Hey, look. All the haters, Jerome, tell them you do not care. Mike Tomlin style. This one's for you. Shout out Jerome. W's for Jerome. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Again, that is not easy. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you went 7-0. A clean sweep in the Lemon Olympics Challenge. Shout out to you, brother. That's honestly the best record of the week. That was the best record of the week for Jerome. Kenny 0-6. Damn. That's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. But Kenny, you won yesterday. Like just barely. Yesterday wasn't a good day for anybody, really. Yesterday wasn't a good day for anybody. But our winners from this week in totality, we had Herb, we had Ashley, we had Kenny, and today we have Jerome. So big shout out to all of our winners from this week's Lemon Olympics Challenge. Shout out. It's not easy to do. Going freaking 7-0 like that. I don't know how you did it. Don't know how you did it, but you did. You did. Shout out to you. All right. Time to get into some topics. All right. Time to get into some things we need to react to. Some things that need our attention. Let's go ahead and start with this. I saw this video going around on the interwebs, right? Of there was a lady who was at some sort of convention, I guess, or whatever, and she was talking about how her husband has zero ambition, and she has a big problem with that. Let's take a listen.
Is a man who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition worth staying with.
When you say take care of, what do you mean?
He pays all the bills. He take care of the kids. He step in.
How he do that with no ambition?
No, he got money. I want more.
You know what?
And he's complacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the year when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills. He is taking care of you, and he is taking care of your kids, and you are figuring out, should I leave him? Are you cool?
Isn't that one actor, by the way? Isn't that one actor? Isn't that the what's that guy's name? I can't remember his name. Why'd she say wow like that? Like it was just like some revelation. Like I have not watched this whole video. I saw the caption to it and I was like, you know what, let me download this. We'll react to it together. But so far, I'm just thinking like, what more does she want? You know what I mean? Like she says that her husband takes care of the kids and pays the bills, but he has no ambition. Like what more could you want out of a partner? That's what I'm not understanding. I don't understand that.
Unfortunately, for a lot of men, there are so many women telling them you have to be more ambitious. And it's because they want the ambition to look like what they want it to look like. But his ambition is waking up every day.
Her hair is nice. I like her hair.
Going to work, waking up every day and showing up for my children, showing up for my home. Like that's just as ambitious. You know how ambitious you have to be when you are going through depression. Your girl is telling you you need to do more and then you don't feel like you're good enough, but she don't know the mental and emotional and spiritual battles that you have and how you still trying to show up for your home. That's ambition, baby. Take a moment, read, I think it's 1 Timothy 5:8. Because what it talks about is a man who neglects his home is the same as a man who denies his faith. This man is taking care of his home. There is faith and grace in that. He is being provisional. He's still leading. So we have to acknowledge that because if not, you're going to lose that. Like that's a gem, baby.
I make my own money. I make more than him.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
And you said he pays all the bills?
Yeah.
And you make more money?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, this gotta be. Nah, bruh. They gotta be trolling. They gotta be trolling, bro. Because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't add up at all. That doesn't add up at all. I mean, she says that she makes more money than him, yet he pays all the bills and takes care of the children, but she says that he's not ambitious enough. I think I know what's going on here, but let's keep listening. Let's finish it up here.
You mentioned that you make more money than him, and I want you to know that was not done by mistake. That was a systemic thing that was put into place so that the black woman can be elevated to start looking at they men like they're not doing enough.
No.
It is very intentional, the fact that you make more money, and even though your man is showing up for you, you start looking at him for like, why can't you do more?
The fact that this man is covering the bills, even though he knows you make more, let me tell you what he's doing. This man is willing to maybe put things on pause so that you can elevate. Think about it. What you make becomes almost just yours. What you choose to do, you have the freedom to pivot and pivot and pivot. Try this, go to school, because this man is saying, I'm going to sacrifice and take care of the foundational things so that you can have a choice whether or not you want to work or not. And so when you saying that man lacked ambition, I just think it's ambition in a direction you can't recognize.
Oh, that was on tonight's conversation. No, that's a real like show / podcast. So this isn't just like rage bait. This is actually tonight's conversation. I've heard of that before, that platform. But what I think is going on here is I think it's comparison being the thief of joy for that woman. You know, she mentioned that, she's basically set, right? She's got a partner who takes care of the children, makes enough money to pay all the bills. Meanwhile, she actually makes more money than him, but for some reason, she sees him as lacking ambition. She wants him to do more than what he's already doing. And what I think that really boils down to is us having so much access nowadays to everybody else's lifestyle and what everybody else has going on, to where we compare ourselves even subconsciously sometimes. Like, she could be, this idea that her husband is not doing enough probably came from, I'd be willing to bet, it probably came from her maybe one day being out with her girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And she's in a group of other successful women at lunch or something like that. And they're all talking about what they got going on in life. And multiple of them are talking about how their man is running this, that, and the third business. And he's pursuing this dream and goal and achieving things. And like, okay, well, what is, and they turn to her and they say, what is your husband doing? Oh, he makes money, doing this regular job. He makes good money doing that. He's able to pay all the bills and he takes care of the kids. He's great. But he's not trying to ascend to higher heights and necessarily, again, own 7 businesses or be the CEO of this company or like I think, again, like I said before, comparison is the thief of joy, because this woman is in a very, very good spot that most women, I think 99, I'd be willing to say 99% of women are not in a situation where they make more money than their partner, yet they have to pay, they have no financial responsibility in the house. So I just think maybe the circles that she's in, or maybe the people that she follows, again, on social media is a doozy. Social media does a doozy on us, and some more than others, right? Some of us are able to compartmentalize, like, okay, this is what these people have going on over there, but it has no bearing over my life and what I have going on. And also, what it tells me is that her family is not enough, which is sad. It's sad to me because I have friends in my personal life who've literally confided in me and told me that their family isn't enough in their life. I think it's a mental blockage that some people have, where even if things are going right, even if like they're fully taken care of, even if they don't have any financial stresses, worries, things like that, they still need something else that makes them feel alive, that gives them that rush, right? And maybe, again, she's comparing herself and her marriage, her relationship, to other relationships where, you have these power couples who, yeah, we run a business together, me and my wife, me and my husband, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We run a business together and we've scaled it up to this level and we are, the CEOs of this and we're going on trips every weekend to there. And I just think she's not satisfied with the life that she chose, you know? ISO says that's why I only have YouTube right now. Social media is draining as hell. It is. It is. It's super draining because all you see is what everybody else got going on. And the problem is, a lot of times you're following people that are in your age range, right? And all the people that you follow, let's say you follow, I mean, on average, like for example, I probably follow like maybe like 1,000 people on Instagram, somewhere in that ballpark, right? And most of the people that I follow on Instagram are in my age range. And a lot of the people that I follow on Instagram are doing great things, like huge things, big things in life. To where if I was an insecure person, I would see those things that people have going on, and I would tell myself that I'm not good enough. My situation is not good enough. I need to be moving at the exact same pace as everybody else. I need to keep up with the Joneses. But like the woman in this video, people like her need to realize, wake up and smell the coffee, that like, hey, listen, you are blessed beyond measure. You don't even understand. I wonder if this woman goes to church. Can't be. Can't be. Because if you don't see the blessing that's right in front of you, of your situation and what you got going on, then like something's wrong with your faith. That's just me. Common theme here, like Mike says, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Hey, Tila. Happy Friday. As Modi says, if she feels her status is higher than his, she will not be respectful. That's why these type of girls often cheat with their bosses. Hypergamy is a thing. Hypergamy is a thing where, the thing where women tend to either reach across or they go up in status and money. They don't want to go down. But the funny thing is, it's just like, even though you make more money than your partner, he still he still has the burden. Like, have you ever even asked your partner, like, hey, how do you feel about paying all the bills? Even though I make more money than you. And if he's happy to do it, what more could you ask for? But again, I think she probably gets in these circles in her lunch dates around her girlfriends and whatnot, all the girlfriends that she has that are making similar amounts of money to her. And they've got things going on that, she doesn't have going on in her marriage. It's like, when is it ever enough? When is it ever enough? I don't want to spend too much time on this. You just got to be thankful for what you got. Because somebody else would kill to be in your position. They would. They would. Man. As Muddy said, this is very typical as of today. You know what's funny? I don't see it all that much in real life. I don't know if it's just because I don't surround myself with people who think like that. I mean, I see this type of stuff, this type of rhetoric all the time online, but like in real life, people are much more willing to compromise. So I don't know what it is about social media and the internet. Like, we always see the extremes of stuff. And maybe that's the issue. That's the issue with social media. We only see the extremes. We never see the norm. We never see the average. When did social media stop being about the average? You guys remember when Instagram first came out? And you can just like post like the average picture of like your coffee or like your Chipotle bowl or something like that. Just a normal picture. And like that was cool. That was good. But like fast forward, 15, 16 years later, now it's like you have to show the extreme good side of your life. And if you're not showing that, don't even waste your time because nobody's going to engage with it. It's all about engagement and, content is currency nowadays. Likes and engagement is currency. It's like damn near equal to actual monetary value. It's getting nasty out here, guys. It's getting nasty. It's getting nasty. F all the drama, says Tila. I only get on social media to look at the funny stuff, recipes, or places to go. Yeah, you got to really like normalize tweaking your algorithms to see stuff that like only fills you up positively. I almost feel guilty for even bringing this to you guys. I should have watched this entire video before I got on here, but it had a bunch of likes and comments and stuff like that, so I figured it'd be a good topic. But moral of the story, protect your peace. And comparison is the thief of joy, so do not do that. Do not compare yourself to anybody. Next. All right, so let's talk about before we get to some sports topics. Here's the I saw this video on Twitter and I found it funny. Here's the issue. We talked about school, I think a couple of days ago, and how it breeds followers and things like that. Rapper T.I. was mentioning that. And, I think a big issue nowadays with kids in school are the parents. The parents are sometimes the problem. And this teacher explains why. I wish Coach was in the chat right now. Because I would want to know if Coach could relate to this. Because he's an educator. But listen to this.
Emails that I've gotten from parents. Part 1. Here we go. Up first. Hi. We noticed Mason has been bringing home homework. We're trying to protect his mental health and family time, so we don't really do homework in our house. Is there any way he can still get full credit without completing it?
That's crazy. We negotiating homework now. And you know what's funny? When I saw this video, people were actually agreeing with the parents. And I was like befuddled by this. I was befuddled. This one comment responding to that whole homework thing, it said, let me see. You have my kids for 6 hours a day. If you can't finish teaching them in 6 hours, then make less work. We have family time in the evening. I'm not training my kids to be cogs. Mm. Parents are not wrong about homework. Teachers get paid well and demand raises. They need to be able to teach kids during the whole day that they have them. Families already don't have family time, especially if after kids get home from school, they have to go straight to doing their homework. So there's parents actually agreeing with this. There's parents actually agreeing with this. And I think that's insane. That's insane. Right? I mean, I had to do homework and nobody stood up for me like this, talking about, oh, you know, family time at home. We like to spend family time. So can you not assign homework? Let's keep listening though.
Thanks for understanding. Mason's mom. Next one. Good morning. Emma was late because it was raining and she doesn't like the rain. It really affects her mood. Please mark her present but not late. Blessings. Emma's dad.
Are we coddling our kids too much? Are kids being coddled too much in modern day society? Like those of you guys who have kids who have been, gone through school, or those of you guys who may be still in school, like, do y'all feel this way? I mean, like, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about?
Next one. Hello. I received your message about Tyler talking during class. I just want to say Tyler does not talk at home unless spoken to, so I'm confident there's been a misunderstanding. Please investigate further.
Bruh, the behavioral issues too. I mean, there's like excuses for everything. There's excuses for everything. And this is kind of like modern day. Honestly, dare I say, utter wokeness. And I don't mean that in the way that you're thinking, but I'm just meaning like this modern day shit. Because I think also the proof is in the performances of a lot of these kids. I looked up like, test scores and how these kids are advancing, and learning through grades and stuff like that. They ain't doing so hot. And especially around the pandemic, it took a mean spiral, right? At the rate that these kids are actually learning stuff in school. It's wild.
Concerned parent. Next one. Hi, I saw that Olivia has a 72. We were hoping for at least a 90. Is there anything we can do to adjust that? We feel like a B better reflects her potential. Let me know what paperwork I need to fill out.
Paperwork? Bubba. Oh my gosh. We're asking for grades now. We're asking for grades. This is wild.
Olivia's mom.
So, I wanted to know what y'all thought about that. I thought that was insane. If those are real emails, which I don't doubt, to be honest with you. Tila says in the chat, that sounds like entitled people. Yeah, and there's a lot of those. We know that there's a lot of entitled motherfuckers running around here, entitled adults who are passing that straight down to their children. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you guys said. Let me see. Voice says, "Shit, I'm doing homework while watching the stream. These kids will be fine." Tora says, I'm all for challenging the school system. Homework ain't never helped me get a job. Now, the concept of homework and how beneficial it truly is to children is debatable. I'll admit that. It's debatable. But I think that homework is important as much as I hated it. Because let's be real. It's hard to focus on education at home after you just left a place where you were being educated for 6 hours. It's tough. It's already hard enough to focus in class sometimes for a lot of these kids. So imagine when you get home and everything that home has to offer, your siblings, the TV, the TikTok, your video games, food, dinner, all that stuff is distracting you in real time. Your friends outside want you to come out and play. Who remembers that, right? But you had to get your homework done first. Everything is distracting you. But it's hard, but I think it builds a mental muscle in you though. That's why I think homework is important. Because life is about doing shit that you don't want to do, right? But having the integrity to still do it. You're forced to go to school and be in that schoolhouse for 6 hours a day. You have no choice in that. No choice in that matter at all. But you do have a choice to do or not to do your homework. And since the importance of it is stressed so much, you have to make the choice as a child with your super underdeveloped brain, like, hey, I really don't want to have to do this thing at home where I could be having fun, I could be doing my own thing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I think that teaches you something. Like I said, it develops a mental muscle in you, the same mental muscle that I think you would use to consistently get up and go to work. You know what I mean? I think it's a similar thing. Tila says the only time it was really tough for my son was when he had sports right after. Yeah, that could definitely throw a wrench in things. I remember when I had football, I came home, I had homework. All I was thinking about was football, right? And practice and stuff like that. But my mom still made me get it done. Some days she let me get it done after I got home from practice, which was the best, right? Because I had all this energy and stuff built up from school, ready to go practice, things like that. And then, like I didn't want to do homework. Like my brain just wasn't there mentally. But after practice, when my I'm physically drained, right? Then I was able to focus a little bit more mentally on doing some homework. After dinner, of course. Let me see. Kenny says, I think homework is good for trying to help the child understand what they learned during the school day better because at home you are in your own space. That's true. And then also there's the thing, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like you retain information better, right? When you consume it before bed, right? Right before you go to sleep. That's also a fact. Tori says, Sutton, we could have went over the homework in class every day. They skip on to the next subject so fast. I hated that. But again, Taurus, I think it forces you to have a personal understanding outside of the classroom of the material. And that's important too. That's important. You should be able to take home like I think that if homework did not exist at all, if it didn't exist not one bit, kids would go to school, they would learn, but then as soon as they step out of that schoolhouse, everything that they learned would completely leave their brain for the day, for the entire day. Then they go home and they would go to the next phase of the day, which is being at home and doing whatever the hell I want to do. And for children who, again, have underdeveloped brains, it's not like just getting off of work, right? Going home and kicking back your feet up and relaxing, watching TV, eating dinner, doing whatever. Those kids, they need to have their brains constantly exercised with what they're learning in school. That's why homework is important. I hate that I'm saying this. I mean, as an adult, you know what I mean? As a kid, I would have not agreed with any of this, right? Because I hated homework. Let me see. Let me see. Glaucoma says, not gonna lie, in high school, sometimes my homework would take hours and I had to have it done in one night. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it could be a little bit OD. I'm all for like putting some regulations on homework. Maybe make it so, you know, per class, right? The homework that a student has to do shouldn't take any more than 15 minutes on average for the average student, I guess, right? There was some homework. There was some teachers who gave homework who, it would like you said, it would literally take you hours, and that was just for one subject. I don't think that that's okay, because then you are kind of robbing the child of having time with their family. I do think family time is important during the week, not just the weekends, but during the week. You know, but again, kids should be exercising their brains at home as well. That way, they don't lose all of the information. Chris M says, I didn't like doing homework, so sometimes I did it and sometimes I didn't. You overachieve on tests and classwork if you know you're going to slack on homework. That was another thing, too. The way that the grades were like weighted, you know, back in grade school, if you were a really good test taker, which Chris M, I remember you said earlier this week you were a really good test taker. If you were a really good test taker, you could get away with kind of slacking off on homework, right? If you were a really good test taker or quiz taker, things like that, you can get away with it. Maybe not in its totality, but most times you could. She also says, I did most of my homework in other classes. I was too busy socializing. I'm not going to lie. I was too busy socializing. Let me see. Glaucoma says, yeah, see, practice right after high school. And high school is 10 p.m. and I'm still doing homework. I don't agree with that. Yeah, like I said, I think there should be some sort of regulation. Excuse me. There should be some sort of regulation on how much homework can be doled out on a day-to-day basis. Think about homework now. Think about homework now. It's not the kids doing it, straight AI jobs. Now, that's another thing. I mean, I can only imagine if I had like Chat GPT back when I was in middle school or high school. Are you kidding me? What? You're telling me I can take a picture of whatever worksheet or whatever I had to take home to do homework on and upload it to Chat GPT and say, hey, give me all the answers for every single question and show your work. And it breaks it all down for me. And all I got to do is just write it on the. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Y'all remember back in the day when, you had homework and you didn't do it, but the teacher was going around to collect it the next day, and the person next to you did their homework, so you try to copy off of them real quick before the teacher gets to you. Man, I was famous for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. At a certain point in high school, I was famous for that. I hated homework. You know why? Because when I got home, I was on that game. I was on that PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Big moms had to take it away from you at a certain point. Had to take it away. No more PlayStation during the week. I was sick. We barely had Google. Let me see. Asmodia says, what are we even talking about? I was a three-peat athlete and in advanced classes in high school, football, wrestling, track and field, and IB classes forged my ability to grind in college. Shout out to you. Some people have that bone in their body. Some people have that discipline. Some people have that natural born discipline to just get it done. To just get it done. Glaucoma says, F that game. I was on Kick, or the little messaging app. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Before you had, a little data plan or whatever, connect to your internet, the Wi-Fi at home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember that. I remember those days. Asmodeus, you different. You different. You different. Yeah, you definitely like 1 in 100. Not all kids are moving like that. Voice says, I was the dude people were begging for help in class. Meanwhile, the teacher would be a hop, skip, and jump away. Did you help him? Did you help him? Mike said, nah, the kid who would remind the teacher to collect the homework was the worst. I remember those days too, bro. They be looking at you sideways. That was never me. That was never me, right? But I remember it would always be that one girl, right? Or that one the one nerdy kid. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the nerdy kids. I'm still friends with a lot of them from high school today. But they would always remind the teacher. And sometimes I would have it, sometimes I didn't. The voice says he didn't help shit. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. That was a fun topic though. Let's move on though. Let's move on. Let's move on. What else we got? What else we got? What else do we got? Let's see. Kogan says I was a server at a slow restaurant and would do homework at work. Oh shoot. Kill two birds, one stone, right? Basically getting paid to do homework. That ain't a bad deal. That ain't a bad deal at all. Oh, y'all heard about this Life Touch thing? Speaking of school, right? Y'all heard about this Life Touch thing and it being related to the Jeffrey Epstein files and whatnot? Because I heard about this and I was taken aback personally. I was super taken aback. Apparently, Life Touch, of course, is the photography company that would come to schools, take pictures of all the kids for the yearbooks and for the parents to buy and all that stuff. Apparently, they've been linked to the Epstein files. Let's take a listen.
If you are a parent, I need you to stop and watch this video because what I've been going through in the Epstein file should concern everyone, but especially parents. Now, stick with me on this because it's important. If you have kids, or even from when you were a kid, you probably remember a company called Life Touch. They're the company that takes school photos, and they've been around for decades. In fact, I remember them taking my school photos when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of you probably remember that too. So this is a company that has been around for a while and has had routine access to American and Canadian schools for generations. Well, today, LifeTouch is owned by Shutterfly, which was acquired by a company called Apollo Global Management. That means LifeTouch and Shutterfly now sit in the same corporate structure. Now, when people hear school photos, they tend to think it's just a picture. It's not. School photo systems typically include a child's name, their school, their grade, their teacher, classroom information. Parents then provide home addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and payment details. All of that information is tied directly to an image of a child, your child, and stored long-term for reorders, archives, and future access. They don't ever delete the photos. Shutterfly separately holds millions of consumer uploaded family photo accounts. Those accounts include images of children, often labeled with names, dates, schools, personal details that parents upload themselves. And again, stick with me here. So what you end up with are two massive pipelines of children's images and identifying information living under one corporate umbrella. That umbrella is Apollo. Now, Apollo was co-founded by a man named Leon Black. Leon Black's financial relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is documented in court records, including payments, settlements, and Epstein-related legal exposure. In 2023, Leon Black paid $62.5 million to the U.S. Virgin Islands to resolve claims connected to the Epstein investigation and child trafficking. Leon paid Jeffrey Epstein roughly $158 million over several years. Now, he denies any wrongdoing, but the settlement exists. Leon Black stepped down from Apollo because of all these allegations, accusations, etc., and a man named Mark Rowan took over as CEO. Well, wouldn't you know it, Mark Rowan also appears heavily in the Epstein files and emails, things like calendar entries, arranging meetings and breakfasts with Jeffrey across multiple years. Now, I'm not accusing Mark Rowan of a crime. I'm not alleging wrongdoing by LifeTouch employees because I don't want to get sued, and I'm not claiming Shutterfly is misusing data. But when the former leader of a firm had documented financial ties to Epstein and the current CEO appears in Epstein scheduling records, it's reasonable to pause and ask questions, especially when that same firm controls the companies handling massive databases of children's photos and personal information of those children. This isn't abstract, y'all. This is your child's photo, your child's name, your child's school, and your home information. And at the very least, people deserve to know who controls the systems holding that data. Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments, follow and share this with other parents.
Yeah, so y'all heard it there. Life Touch is wrapped up in this whole Epstein shit. Basically, the bottom line is the people who own the photos that are taken by Life Touch are in bed with the people who are doing this child trafficking type of stuff, which means that it is very possible that they could have had massive databases of children's pictures, information, and all of that at their fingertips. And that's terrifying. That's terrifying for a lot of different reasons, of course. But these people, and I won't even get into all of the sick, twisted shit that, it's been hinted at these people were doing or probably still are doing with children across the world, right? But the fact that they just have like money and power allows them to have literally a library of children's faces. Because if you know one thing about Life Touch, and by the way, the same company owns JCPenney Portraits, by the way. But if you know one thing about Life Touch, is that when they come to schools to take kids' pictures, they take every kid's picture. It does not matter if the parent actually wants to pay for the pictures or not. They take every child's picture. And they keep all of that information, even if the parent opts out of buying. They don't delete it off of their servers, their databases, whatever. They keep it forever. Forever. And that information is accessible to whoever has enough money and enough power to get it in front of them. Man, it is, as Modi says, Jeffrey Epstein at one point was a teacher. Now that's crazy. I didn't know that. By the way, fun fact. I actually took a job with Life Touch probably about like maybe, was it 2026? Probably about like 10 years ago. I only worked there for 2 days. 2 days because I was thinking, because I was an aspiring photographer and I saw that Life Touch was hiring a very reputable company. At least I thought at the time, because I grew up getting my picture taken by Life Touch photos. I still have some of my Life Touch photos. Right. And long story short, the place where I had to report to work to, it was in Baltimore somewhere. Can't remember exactly where, but it was just like it was like a factory. It was a soulless factory. It was barely even about taking photos. It was more so, I don't even know what it was about. It was just stupid. It was just stupid. It wasn't like I thought it was gonna be like a photographer's dream. Oh, I get to take pictures for a living. No. It was horrible. It was horrible. And they hired any and everybody. Literally just anyone. Right? Anybody with a pulse they hired. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, they didn't hire me because of like my merit or they thought I was a good photographer. They hired me because I was a warm body who would come do the job. They wanted you to like take big boxes of equipment and haul it around in your personal vehicles and drive all around the tri-state area and setting up these big, extravagant and complicated contraptions to take pictures of kids and stuff like that, and breaking it all down. And that was basically the main thing of it. It was not about taking pictures. So I quit that job in like literally 2 days. But yeah, it was horrible. But yeah, this is just it's scary stuff. And just kind of talking about the Epstein files in general. I don't like how they released 3 million pages of information, because all that does is really just overwhelm the public, and it makes everything so gray. And of course you have like people who are going to do their due diligence and scrub each page. You can upload it to AI and tell it to, hey, take out the key points for me and stuff like that. But number one, those files are scrubbed, right? A lot of names and places and things are redacted in those files. So they're heavily edited. They're only showing us what they want us to know. Kogan says, don't worry, most of it is blacked out. Yeah. Both sides are in on. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Let me see. And then did y'all hear about one of the things where you could order at Epstein's Island was cannibalism? one of the things you could order at Epstein's Island was cannibalism. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. That means kidnapping cases could be an inside job. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Nasty stuff. Disgusting stuff. Disgusting work. Truly. I don't even know what to say about it. I just think that eventually more information is going to come out, and there's going to be some damning information that affects some really, really powerful people. And unfortunately, as a result of that, it's probably going to start some sort of a revolution, and people will lose their life. People will lose their life. A lot of people, innocent people at that. But at this point, maybe that needs to happen because, again, like I said before a couple of minutes ago, I have full belief that this stuff is still going on right now to this day as we speak. Because people in power with all the money in the world, they don't stop just because there's some controversy, right? They just find other ways to do it, and they use their power and their money to circumvent, around the issues at hand. That's all that's happening. I mentioned the other week, like people with money and power, when you can have everything, like literally anything in life at your disposal, the only thing that you want at that point are the things that you can't have. Which is why a lot of rich and powerful people are sick because they don't want for anything. Mm. And that was why they killed him. They killed him because he was getting ready to expose a bunch of powerful people. And they're like, whoa, whoa, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. They said, we got to knock this guy off before he shoots off at the mouth. And now this Fortune 500 CEO or this, politician or whatever gets dragged down. Couldn't have that. The people in power are only about maintaining their places in power. And whatever they have to do that, they will do every single time. Every single time. And I do think Epstein is dead. I do think he's dead. Dead and gone. They sent him to a liminal horror realm. Yeah. They should have. Let me move on from that. There's some dark stuff. Dark stuff there. Dark stuff. Super dark. Okay. Let's get into this. So, how do y'all feel about what Nick Wright said about the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game? Right? I got to shift the topic to something more light. Okay? Nick Wright talked about how to fix the NBA All-Star game. Here it is.
How would you fix the game on Sunday?
Well,
is it fixable? Because I don't think it is.
It's fixable in 4 years if your guy Con Knippel continues on this trajectory. And we just have to say, you know what? PC headlines be damned.
I know where you're going.
White guys versus black guys. Luka, Joker, Flag, Reeves, Knippel against Wimby, whomever. And I'm telling you right now, guys would play fucking hard. Like that, there would be a real edge to the game.
Certainly would get a lot of talking points going.
Get a lot of attention, and we are getting close to a place where it'd be like, oh, that'd be a good game. Like there hasn't been a moment in the NBA in the last 50 years where if that ended up just by chance being the game, it would be you could see either team winning. But right now, like Cooper Flag and Con Knippel and Austin Reeves doing a lot of work
there. Yeah.
Right. But they also get all the Eastern Europeans. Like you get Luka, you get Joker, you have real talent. That's something. In the mean.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a crazy take, right? It's literally segregating the NBA All-Star game. And it would fly in the face of all the progress that we've made so far in the National Basketball Association. However, I'm not going to lie. I would watch it. I would watch it. You know what I'm saying? And he makes a point about it actually being some real competition. You know, you get Luca, you get Cooper Flag, you get Nikola Jokic all on one team. All on one team. And then you get, you have the black guys on another team. That would be entertaining. Of course, it would be a huge talking point. It would be extremely controversial, but a lot of people would watch, including myself. And I don't think that the players would look at it as like, they wouldn't come out of the game hating each other or anything like that because they're all buddy because they're all in the league anyway. That's a brotherhood. But I think it would just be fun. It'll be fun. Now, who would like have the guts? Adam Silver would never have the guts to put that together. Ever, ever. Adam Silver does not have big enough balls to do that at all. At all. Adam Silver is the squarest of all squares, if I'm being honest with you. He doesn't have the nuts to do that. However, again, I think it would be a very entertaining matchup. I do still think that the black guys would smoke the white guys. Because for the white guys, who's going to play defense? That's the thing. Jokic is not, he's not defending, right, Embiid, or he's not defending, or Luka's not defending Kawhi or Kevin Durant. Like, it's just not happening. Okay. Cooper Flag is a pretty good defender, but he's 19. So in theory, it sounds like a fun idea because you do have a lot of really, really good white players by way of international players nowadays. You do. You have a lot, a ton. You got Austin Reeves too and stuff like that. But like, again, let me see. I don't think so. It's about pride at that point. It would be like there would be that element of pride, Kenny. I do agree with that. But I think at the end of the day, they would still shake hands, and it would all still be in good fun. It would all still be in good fun. But the more that I think about it, it's like the black guys would still win by a mile, just because of the defense. Not saying that white guys don't play defense, but it just takes an extra gear, right? That I don't think a lot of those guys that he named have. Again, like the Luca and the they're not guarding Giannis, Embiid, KD, Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards. Not doing that. Not happening. Not happening. Now, the All-Star game, I think that if they did just straight up do international players versus American players, if they do that again, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Some of the best players in the National Basketball Association now, well, actually, the top 5 best players in the NBA, majority of them are international players. I mean, you've got, again, Jokic, you've got Luka, you've got Wemby, you've got Giannis, right? The fifth spot, I think, is a little bit debatable right now. But yeah, and I don't know if they're going to do that. As a matter of fact, that should be tonight, if I had to guess. And nobody's guarding Giannis. Nobody's guarding Giannis. Nobody's guarding Giannis. And yeah, all the mixed guys, they're on the black team. They're on the black team. Mixed people have been considered full black since like the beginning of time. Scotty Barnes, Raptors in 5. Is that game tonight though? Isn't there like All-Star Weekend is this weekend? I wonder what games come on tonight. What events are tonight? NBA All-Star Weekend. I gotta look this up now. All-Star Weekend schedule. So they are doing because I might tune in, right? I might tune in. Friday, they're doing the All-Star Celebrity Game. Ooh, celebrity game. Then they have Rising Stars game at 9 p.m. I don't really care to see. I don't want to see rising stars, bro. I want to see international versus American. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Media day, 3-point contest, slam dunk contest is at 5 p.m. They're doing it early. The dunk contest is at 5 p.m. It's normally not till later. It's going to be daylight out and the dunk contest is coming on. We losing recipes. We are losing recipes, folks. All-Star game is on Sunday. Okay, so All-Star game 1, World versus Stars. Got it. Okay, so they are doing that. Got it. But who all is playing is what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Hell, the celebrity games tonight. The celebrity game is normally fun. You watch like a couple minutes of it. Let me see. So celebrity games is tonight. It includes Keegan Michael Key, who is from Key and Peele. Badshaw, an Indian entertainment icon. Don't know who that is. DJ Mustard. Okay, I know who that is. Glorilla is playing. Jeremy Lin is playing. Jeremy Lin's just gonna cook everybody. What? What are we talking about? Shams Charania, NBA insider, is playing. Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing tonight. Keenan Allen is gonna play. Interesting. Taco Fall. All these other names I do not recognize. Oh, Jason Williams is playing. Interesting. And it's going to be coached by Giannis, Mookie Betts, and Anthony Anderson. All right. Hey, look, man, if they like it, I love it. If they like it, I love it. But I thought that was just a funny thing. Funny suggestion there from Nick Wright to segregate the All-Star game. I mean, look, it's funny. It's peak off-season content, but I would watch. I'm not going to lie. All right, last one. This one is coming from a friend of the Purple Rain podcast. His name is Josh Berman. Speaking of international sports players, he talks about how the NFL in the next 15 or so years could look like what the NBA looks like today, where the best players are international players.
The growth of the NFL internationally is going to lead to 20, 30 years down the line an MVP chart that looks a whole hell of a lot like this. And that's a take that I'm getting absolutely flamed for right now on Twitter, but I firmly believe it. Let's talk about what's happened in the NBA. It started with the Dream Team going to the Olympics, and that killed the game internationally. I mean, that really, really expanded the game. Guess what's happening in 2028? Flag football is entering the Olympics. They're going to play 8 NFL games internationally next season, including a game in Australia. They have really, really prioritized that, and that, I think we can all agree, or should agree, is great for the game as NFL fans, because I don't know about you, I don't watch football because they're all Americans. I watch football because it's a fun sport to watch, and I'm all for the product being as good as possible, meaning the player pool being as talented as possible. There are already examples of guys like Jordan Mailata, someone who had never played football in his life, gets drafted by the Eagles. Jeff Stoutland basically teaches them the game. 4 or 5 years later, he's an all-pro. I guarantee you that there are kids in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia that are going to learn about football because the NFL is going there, going home, telling their parents, hey, I want to play this sport, and they're going to grow up, and they're going to become NFL MVPs. And that sounds pretty damn cool to me, because that sounds like an expansion in NFL player pool talent, which means a better product for us fans. Don't resent it. Be excited for it, because first of all, whether you like it or not, it's coming, but 2, it's going to be great for them.
All right, so that was a friend of the Purple Rain podcast, Josh Berman. Shout out to him, giving his take on the future of the NFL and how the international influence will be huge in the next 15 to 20 years or so. And I got to say, I tend to agree with him. I tend to agree. Glaucoma says hell nah in the chat, but like, you got to hear me out here. I mean, he makes a good point about, we're getting ready to see for the first time ever American football, albeit flag, but American football being played at the Olympics. That's going to happen in what, 2028? 2 years from now, we're going to see actual American football be played at the Olympics. Again, it's going to be flagged, but what it's going to do is going to introduce, right, the game of American football to people and children all around the world, right? All those people around the world who only tune in for the Super Bowl, if that, everybody watches the Olympics around the world. And a lot are going to see that game and say, hey, look, I can do that. They're going to see a quarterback like Jalen Hurts or whoever else, right, is quarterback for that Olympic team. They're going to see them throw a pass 50 yards downfield and get caught by a receiver who runs it in for a touchdown. They're going to say, oh, that looked pretty cool. That looked pretty damn awesome. I want to try that sport. And then you're going to have schools in all those different continents, like Europe and Africa and Asia and all that stuff. You're going to have schools who, start to implement the American football game into their physical education and things like that. And one thing's going to lead to another. It's going to lead to team sports in schools in some of those other countries. And before you know it, you're going to have Asian players, African players, and we already have some of these trickling into the league. It's going to increase. It's just natural. It's going to happen. And I think it's good for the sport. It's great for the sport. As a matter of fact, I mean, I get it. It's been an American, United States, rather, sport for a very, very long time. But there's so much untapped potential throughout the world that we're missing out on. And all I want to see is a great product at the end of the day. So I do want to see if there's an Asian quarterback who can beat out, a white quarterback or something like that, for a starting QB job in the NFL. That would be dope to see. That would be extremely dope. Right? And eventually, maybe the Olympics goes from being flag football to actual real American tackle football. And it becomes a real whole thing. I mean, that would be great for the country, for the USA. If there's one thing that we need to do to kind of get rid of some of this division we got going on, hey, let's band together. Let's put together the best American football players and put them up against the best, European football players or Chinese football players or African football players, whatever. I think that would be dope. That would be dope. And it's where we're headed, whether you like it or not, it's where we're going. Says ain't nobody like Lamar coming from Europe. Fair, but we don't know that though. Could come from Africa. We might see our first African quarterback. Right? I mean, again, we're seeing across the league already. We're seeing it already where, foreign players are starting to come in and actually do pretty well. Besides Daniel Faalele. You know what I mean? Because he came straight from Australia and he is ass. Unfortunately. But stories like his, stories like guys like CJ Okoye, right? Jordan Mailata, like Josh mentioned in that video. Those are going to be inspiring stories for a lot of different kids. And again, like I said, all it's going to take is for American football to come to the Olympics. And if they do it right, of course, they've already announced it, but if they do it right, and it looks cool enough and it looks fun enough for kids from other countries to want to play it, you're going to get some diamonds in the rough. And those diamonds in the rough that come from other countries that happen to be good at American football, they're going to produce entire minefields of other potential players, foreign players, that is. It's going to happen. It may take a while. But I think it's coming. As Modia says, our eyes aren't great. I don't have faith in Asian quarterbacks. That is crazy. I mean, Young Wei Koo is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty damn good. And he's a kicker. Pretty damn good kicker at that. And your eyes got to be pretty good for that. So I think it's possible. I think you're selling yourself short. Let me see. Teams aren't going to let their players play an exhibition for that. They don't even want to do the Pro Bowl as is. I think it would be a little bit different, though, if if a big enough deal is made out of it, right? If you get even just a couple of NFL players to play in the first Olympics, right? Because I know there's like professional flag football players who, you know, they feel like it's their opportunity to shine and stuff like that. But even if you get a couple of NFL players, I think it's going to be a snowball effect. You're going to start to see more and more and more and more. Now, the one big issue is we already have a lot of division in this country, and a lot of people don't look at the United States of America as something to champion right now because of the current administration, because of, you know, just again, the division between the left and the right. We're kind of at war with ourselves. So a lot of people would just say, you know, fuck having country pride in America. We're not doing that. Like a lot of the NFL players who are already very handsomely paid, they'd say, nah, we're not doing it. Now, the professional footballers, the professional, flag football players, of course, they'll jump at the opportunity. They'll jump at it. But all it's going to take is a couple of American National Football League players to participate, and I think it'll start to snowball. But I hope it does. I hope it does, because I know that you can't tell me that American football, the only people that are good at American football are people who live in the United States of America. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that there's not some kid somewhere in Australia right now who can fling a football 50 yards, 60 yards down the field on a dime. There's just too many people in the world. Like, just probability wise, I mean, it just doesn't make sense for that to be the case. It's just like what people say, where if Americans, people who live in the United States, if people who lived in the United States really, really wanted to be good at soccer, then they would. I think the same thing applies for people who live in, again, Brazil or Africa, who are really good at soccer, who have never picked up an American football, a pigskin. The same thing applies for them. It's just untapped potential. They don't know whether or not how good they are at it. It's just not their focus right now. But I think the focus will be shifted after American football is brought to the Olympics. That's the point. That's the point. Risk of injury is too high compared to other Olympic sports, but that's why they're doing flag. That's why they're doing flag. So I don't know. We'll see. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting idea. I think personally it's going to happen eventually. It might take another 20 years. Yeah. It might take a couple of cycles of Olympics, and, it might take some hype, to be built up around it first. But I think it is going to happen. But I'll leave that topic there. And therefore, this episode of Sutton Reactions, episode 34. Appreciate all of y'all for coming through to this episode and rocking out with us all week here, Tuesday through Friday on Sutton Reactions here on the Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. If you're watching over on Purple Rain, please scroll down to the description, click on the link. That'll take you to the Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. Click subscribe there and join us on our next stream over there. That's where you can join our live interactive chat. Again, love you guys. Appreciate you guys to no end at all. Sorry, I just got a text. Had a little brain fart there. But love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Like the video. And I will see you guys later on Quiet Storm Sports. Listen, we're going to do a live call-in episode of Quiet Storm Sports. I know I said 4 p.m. Eastern time, but I do have some things. I got to hit the gym and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about 5 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 4. That still probably wouldn't work. I might have to do 6. I have to do 6, guys. Unfortunately, I probably have to do 6, maybe even later, because I didn't expect this to go this long. I'll figure it out. I know my guy Modius wants to chat it up about Trey Hendrickson and whatnot. So stay tuned. I will post about it. I will post the link on it, but it will be tonight. We will be going live taking calls from members. So again, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be on the lookout for Quiet Storm tonight, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.